Hi there, my name is Matt Cole, co-producer of the Sexperts podcast, along with my great friend and lover, Brian Garrity. Before we begin, I just want to give a huge thanks to our guest during this episode, Erika Johnson. Guess she is a cast member of Panties in a Twist, the all-female sketch comedy show. All this week, we are releasing one episode every night at midnight, featuring one of the cast members of Panties in a Twist, leading up to the premiere on February 9th and 10th at the Addicts Theater in Norfolk, Virginia, 8 p.m. Get your tickets right now at pantiesinaTwist.com or Ticketmaster.com. This is the biggest event the Push Comedy Theater puts on, and it is in its 7th year. It is written by, directed, produced, and starring the funniest and most talented female local talent in Hampton Roads. Then, on Sunday, February 11th at 7 p.m., you can check out Good Talk, the Brad McMurran Show. This guy is hilarious. He's going to go through, since it's February and Valentine's Day, all of his past relationships. He's had some crazy ones. I've heard some of these stories. Get your tickets at pushcomedytheater.com. Without further ado, everything you're about to hear is made up on the spot, so please enjoy this next sex episode of The Sexperts.
Turn on your computer, dial up the web, download some information into your head. It's Dr. John and Delilah, they're having a great time. Data to do, it's simply true, we're the Sexperts.
And intro music, and hi there, welcome to The Sexperts. I am your host, Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydair of Delilah's...
You gotta get it. Get it out.
Crustons.
Oh, God. What's a cruston before we begin?
Cruston is when you take discarded bread crust and you put it through a scientific process that on the end it turns into a crouton.
I think therefore, that's why we make croutons in general, but we'll get.
No. A lot of bread is specifically baked to become croutons. We save waste and sterilize it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saving the world.
We send these croutons to third world countries all over the planet.
So, before we get to talking about croutons, which is fascinating stuff, I do want to mention to all of our first-time listeners, and they're international, they're around the world, what we do, who we are. We are the Sexperts, and that means that we have expertise in sexpertise. We know the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the left, the rights, the outside, insides of sex.
Yes, the hard, the soft, the
cool, the warm,
the frigid, or the rough, the smooth, all of it.
All of it. And today, our topic of the day, which I want to introduce, we have a lot of diagrams. We actually have a lot of different gadgets and devices that you can help out with this. But it's very important.
We had to get a whole U-Haul truck for this episode.
Yeah, it's kind of a PSA episode. But the topic of the day today is Chokin' Strokin' Safety. Chokin' Strokin' Safety, because a lot of our celebrities are dying to chokin' strokin'.
And sometimes that's just the ones you hear about. There's everyday people dying. They just don't make the headlines.
Every day. James Earl Jones recently died of chokin' strokin'.
So basically for the next 25 minutes, we're going to save lives.
Yeah. And I know some people can't, masturbate without choking themselves out, but we'll show you safety. If you do have to choke and stroke, we'll show you how to do it in a very safe manner so you can live to choke and stroke another day. But I do also want to introduce our guests. And by the way, we're here live outside the Hermitage Museum. The Hermitage Museum in Norfolk. We're back at the Hermitage. We've been here before?
It looks familiar.
It's a historic building, which I think is great for choke and stroking. But let's introduce our guest. Hi there. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Janet James.
Yeah.
I am a former EMT, but lately I have transitioned my career. I'm in kind of a weird place in my life. Now I work at a cheesecake factory, not like the cheesecake factory, but like a manufacturing facility.
That is so great.
I'm a professional taster.
No way. So professional taster and former EMT, which is why we got you on the show today, because we do want to talk about choke and stroke and safety. But I find that cheesecake making and stuff is very fascinating. So tell us about that. How you got into that?
Well, I'm actually I don't. I'm
you
not
don't
like,
make them. You taste them.
Yeah, I'm on the line. I'm not on the line.
Okay.
I'm not on the front lines. I'm not. I'm not on the production line.
Yeah.
I'm more quality control.
Okay, great. What do you look for as far as quality control?
Well,
besides quality, it's obviously about taste, right?
Yeah. I mean, So I'll be honest, not a lot of the cheesecakes that come my way actually pass muster.
How much do you reject?
Like 90%.
90%. So we're talking about waste in your little croutons there, Delilah. But there's also a waste in cheesecake as well, apparently.
It's a shame. It's a stain on our entire society, and sometimes it keeps me up at night. Like I don't know what breaks my heart more: wasted croutons or wasted cheesecake.
Well, I wonder if there's potential for my company to maybe, I don't know, utilize your services. Do you guys have consultants or?
Oh, here we go.
We have consultants all over the country.
Delilah's what? Crust-ons?
Crust-ons. Where our slogan is "Getting our crust on."
That's dumb. I'm sorry. It's gonna work out.
No,
all right.
We have consultants. We are looking to expand into other types of food.
Yeah.
Waste that we could save.
I feel like baked goods is still kind of in your wheelhouse.
The thing
and
is,
we might be able to. I could connect you with some of my people at corporate.
My biggest concern is how does cheesecake. How does it play in third world countries? Do they like cheesecake? So I'm going to call some of my contacts, and
I'll be honest, you guys, I don't really care for cheesecake.
So is that why you reject it, or can you be objective about it?
I mean, I'm a professional.
Oh yeah, so you got to be objective.
Yeah, no, I like to think that I'm objective, but it comes out and it's kind of like dense and like moist.
I hate cheesecake. That's one of my least favorite. Cheesecake and key lime pie, I can't stand.
And so I'm always kind of hoping
cake.
like the next one's going to be like fluffy
and it never is.
It's
so
10% comes through and it's okay.
It's hard to get it down.
Yeah,
you have to really chew it up.
Well, I wouldn't know. We don't. The tasters don't swallow.
Before we get too far away, I do want to talk about swallowing and choking. N Strokin Safety. We do want to get to. I want to get to this device right here. It's actually. It looks like a rubber band, but
the irony of this, the title of this topic. In college, I was on a crew team called Choke and Stroke.
Wait,
crew team, crouton.
Crew team, crouton. This is your life, right?
So I get the stroke part where you're like, stroke. Yeah, but what's the choke part?
What we did to our competitors.
Oh.
Well, actually, what they would do when they'd see us, they'd be so intimidated
that they would choke.
They would choke, and we would just stroke right on by.
Stroke right on by.
Yeah, it was. I went to school at DeVry.
It's funny that it's ironic. I actually wrote a song in 1978 called "Stroke On By." It was co-produced by Todd Rundgren. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but
I think you are.
It goes a little about this. Like, girl, I see you walking down the road.
What? That was you?
Stroke on by. Stroke on by.
Oh my God.
Foolish pride. The pain and the hurt that you gave me.
Stroke on by.
When you choked goodbye.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Is he still around, Todd Rundgren?
I think so.
Todd, if you're listening, we're going to take the 14th Todd that calls in, and you will be the Rundgren. His brother Dolph is doing great.
Dolph Rundgren. So what would be your dream? Okay, so we know you're objective. You don't like cheesecake, but you're very objective. You know what a good cheesecake and a bad cheesecake is. What would be your dream job if you had to change jobs to a food you like testing? What would that be?
Oh, tacos, hands down.
Oh, a taco tester.
Yeah.
That would actually be a good topic of the day.
I legit, I ate tacos for like pretty much a whole year in 2017. Yeah.
The year of the taco.
Yeah.
Year of the taco.
What was it? Was it Trump, or what made you eat so many tacos?
I was underemployed.
Oh, okay.
And
I was
also,
gainfully underemployed.
I just really like tacos. And you can do chicken tacos, you can do pork tacos, you can do carnitas, you can do ground beef.
And you're right, they're cheap. I knew a friend, actually, maybe you did this as well, who went around to different, it's not just Taco Tuesdays. Some places have Taco Wednesdays. If you find the places around town that have cheap tacos, you can do tacos every day of the week.
Yeah,
a lot of people
we were making them at home. I mean,
a lot of people
can make them at home.
A lot of people don't eat the entire taco shell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
So my company occasionally picks up the remaining pieces of the tortilla. We turn those into Mexican croutons, and we send them to third world parts of Mexico. Not everybody wants them down there, but some.
Now, the countries you send these to, are they like? I mean, are the people, the general populace, consuming these products, or is it more like party food?
Oh no, it's
for parties.
If you watch the Olympics in here in a couple weeks,
I know.
like 90% of the athletes eat my croutons.
No,
It's mostly power lifters.
I thought that they only have like McDonald's and they're only allowed to eat McDonald's or something.
No, that because like I know like the speed skaters, they got to like carb load and stuff. That's smart.
Tanya Harding.
And honestly, I've gotten letter after letter from athletes from third world countries saying they dedicate their performance in this Olympic Games to my croutons.
Delilah's. Well, do you make them say crustons? Because you made it a point to say crustons.
I tried, but there's already a language barrier. So when you mix in a slang term, there's no translation in UrbanDictionary.com.
It's like inline skating, rollerblading, Kleenex, tissue. It's like the name brand versus the dumb brand.
Oh yeah, Band-Aid bandage. Yeah,
Band-Aid bandage. And actually, that's a good lead-in transition to what happened with the EMT stuff? Because actually, I know a lot of great EMTs. A lot of people saved my life because I've been on the verge of death, on the brink of death.
you walk that line.
Yeah. What happened? Did you have a bad experience or just want a change of careers?
Well, I just felt like 90% of the people I wasn't interested in saving.
Wait, you didn't? Yeah.
That was my thing. Like, son, I want you to be a doctor. You have to touch people, and you don't get to pick who you touch.
So I seen the pattern here. You're a very discriminatory person. It's like, this cheesecake doesn't deserve to go on the line, or this person doesn't deserve to be saved.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying I have a God complex. I think you're saying that. I think
I'm just calling them like I see them. I'm being very objective.
It's more of a Grim Reaper complex.
I mean, it's part of it's a matter of natural selection, and then, sometimes you just need a little help tipping the scales.
Hey, you come from nature, right? We all come from nature.
I don't know if you're a religious man, but
I'm not.
I
believe in the cosmos, though.
I mean, I'm not, but I do like to think that I do God's work.
By making sure you put out the right cheesecakes. What was the worst? Okay, 2 questions. All right, first off, what's the worst thing you saw as an EMT, and what's the worst thing you saw tasting cheesecake?
Okay, well, I'm going to answer the cheesecake question first.
Okay.
The worst cheesecake that ever came across my line was, or when it came across my desk, rather, it had peppermint and like mocha sprinkled on top. But like, honestly, it just tasted like I don't like cheese in general. So pretty much every cheesecake that comes across, I'm immediately like they lose points just because they have
cheese in them. Do you know
cheese
what I'm feeling sorry for right now?
Who?
The person that had to bring the cheesecake to her desk. Get that shit out of here, you piece of shit. And she's like, I don't know why she works here. She doesn't like cheesecake.
But see, that was actually part of how I got the job. I was interviewing, and they were like,
"You're a tough sell."
Exactly. They knew that I had like really high standards.
So high that it'd be like not cheesecake.
All right, now I'm expecting a horse. If that's the worst for cheesecake, what was the worst thing you saw as an EMT?
Oh gosh, let me think. There was one woman who, like, by the time we got there, she had already like partially given birth.
Then why would she go to an ear, nose, and throat doctor?
Wait, what?
EMT. EM.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So no, it's my fault. I didn't.
Was it just
I'm
like
sorry.
scary, just seeing like half in, half out? Like,
I mean, it wasn't
he's between
scary.
two dimensions.
Like, I'm not easily scared.
Okay, yeah.
John.
She's seen a lot of cheesecake, bitch.
God, you just looked at my soul. Now I'm scared.
I mean, none of it scares me. I'm like I said, I'm an objective person,
Yes.
but it was interesting. I think a layperson would have found that a little like off-putting or whatever. But I just saw the baby and I was like, oh hey, we hadn't met, so I took a moment. I'm not rude,
right?
So I introduced myself.
Hey, baby.
Well, no, I mean, I asked its name, and his mother told me. And so, interesting, his name was also Delilah.
Oh,
Yeah, so
girl or guy? Because like you don't come across guy Delilahs anymore.
also a male Delilah.
Actually, I've been tracking the Social Security Administration statistics since we started this podcast, and it's much more popular now that we started this podcast.
So knowing the pattern and knowing you so far, did you try to decide to push back the baby inside the mother's like, you don't belong on this earth now? Rejected.
No, I mean, you make it seem like I'm a monster. I'm picky.
No, I'm fine.
I'm not
Yeah,
like,
I
mean,
get it.
okay, like as babies go, he wasn't like the most attractive baby I'd ever seen.
God.
But, I mean, he's got so much potential. Like
Yeah.
a cheesecake comes in and it's baked. You know, I
done.
can't do anything. I can't help that.
It's not going to be any much
that
better than what
dessert.
it is now.
Exactly.
Just like Delilah's life.
He could still grow
Yeah.
up to be mediocre looking like Dr. John. Dr. John was quite an ugly baby, and
Actually,
I
When
feel
he
like
was-
strangling you right now.
when he was born, his mom just squatted over some dirt. So the first thing he saw was his face smack the dirt,
Okay, listen.
and then he cried.
I said the word strangling. Let's transition into our topic of the day, which is Chokin' Strokin' Safety, because we've lost a lot of good people. Michael Hutchins, the lead singer of NXS, Carradine.
Matthew Hutchinson.
I think he's still around.
no, I'm pretty sure he's gone.
Didn't
Yeah.
the first George Bush die of choking?
On a pretzel. Speaking of which,
Yeah, pretzels.
fun fact: I was with the family last weekend in Amish country. I took a tour of a pretzel factory, and did you know that pretzels were shaped
Yeah.
to resemble the hands in prayer?
Yeah, I
did
read about
know that.
this.
So every time you eat,
We all knew. We literally all knew this.
It's not a fun fact. It's a boring one.
Well, now I like to think when I'm eating a pretzel that I'm devouring a praying believer.
Aw.
Oh, that's you are terrible.
Are you religious?
No, but I believe in the cosmos. Were
No.
you, you're talking to me?
Wasn't asking
Oh,
you.
sorry.
No, I'm not religious, but I have been accused of having a god complex.
So
But
that's
no,
close
I'm not
enough.
particularly.
So when you eat a pretzel, you're like, they're praying to me. They're
See,
praying to
Yeah,
me.
no, I do like the Amish.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I encountered them, I was in Amish country up in Pennsylvania,
Mm-hmm.
and my family and I were driving through, and I thought it was like this magical land because there were like all these little people, like in the Wizard of Oz, because all the children looked just like grown-ups.
Oh, I thought you meant literal people.
Thoroughly confused that like there were
yeah.
all these like.
It looks like those
small
old
people.
portraits where they didn't like draw actual children. They just drew like
Yeah, they, like, filled in
adult
the face at the
faces
end, yeah.
and like little bodies. Ugh.
If God really had a sense of humor,
Yeah.
Amish would all be little people.
So okay, again, and you will admit you're a very discriminatory, objective person. What's a really like hard choice that you've had to make where you just like you threw your answers like I don't know what to do here. This is tough. Even for me.
That's a really easy answer. One day, and this was actually this is probably the greatest day of my career. They slid a taco flavored cheesecake across my desk.
Oh, they nailed it. Did they just take a stab in the dark, or
well, I
they
mean,
knew
I
you?
think they started to like they started to get a feel for my preferences,
Okay.
and
Was it taco flavored or was it wrapped in a taco shell? What was it?
no, I mean it still had like this terrible cheesecakeness about it,
But a nice taco seasoning.
but it had like all the accoutrement,
Cumin.
Yes, there was enough cumin, not too much, but like enough. And then they sprinkled like some ground beef, and then it was like a taco salad on top of the cheesecake.
God, I'm getting hungry.
And it was like it was piled so high that it almost masked. It really did mask the cheesecake flavor. And so that one we like green lighted that one straight into production. That's doing so well in
That-
Ohio right now, you
great.
guys.
I've heard that they love the queso cake. And,
You know it, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I feel like
That was me.
Do you have a cigarette? on you? I feel like smoking. I don't know why. I've never smoked before.
Yeah, I actually I quit several years ago.
Yeah.
But I still have my last pack. I keep it with me.
That is
just
so
in
cool.
case.
Let me.
There you go.
Oh, that one's kind of moist. Can I get another one?
There you go.
Why is it moist in your pocket there? All right, there we go. You guys can smoke too if you want. Oh, I'm good at smoking. That's great. I don't know why I'm smoking. I just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get a feeling to do something like, oh,
I may
you
be
ever-
biased, but
Yeah.
you look really cool doing it.
Well, speaking of looking really cool doing it, let's get to our topic of the day, which is actually Chokin' Strokin' Safety. We have all these gadgets over these gizmos. We actually have a vial of or a syringe of norepinephrine in case you go too far and you need to revive
Don't let me
yourself.
forget when we leave. I got to go visit my grandmother.
Why?
She had a stroke.
Oh God.
Oh, bless her heart.
It was
Yeah,
it was a mini stroke.
Oh. TIA.
It was kind of cute. Yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I just have a webcam on my grandmother, so I'm always there.
Oh, like a nanny cam? Is it like hidden in a little
How'd
bear?
you know I called her nanny? Yes, it is my nanny cam. Which, if you want to join the fun in watching my grandmother watch pit bulls and parolees, you can go to Delilah's nanny cam.
Is that a show? Pit bulls and parolees?
Yeah, on Animal Planet. Grandma
Oh.
can get enough.
That's neat
that's
that
good.
your grandmother is like hip to the streaming game right now.
Yeah, but actually she didn't like it till the mini stroke. Now she's like all about pit bulls and parolees. She's trying to get me to take her get a tattoo.
Ooh,
Does she have a design in
I
mind?
just inhaled that cigarette. That
She
was
does.
great.
She wants the logo of the show.
Where did I throw
okay.
this? Where did I throw this?
I like the
There we go. Put it over there.
I like the idea of people getting like corporate branding as tattoos. You know, like if you really like a product, I think you should like own that. You
Well,
know?
we're running a thing with my company right now where if you want to get crust on in our logo tattooed on you,
Yeah.
we pay for it. We pay
Wow.
for everything, like dinner beforehand.
You guys could talk about business all day, but we definitely have to get to our topic of the day. There are lives depending on us. We have to talk about
That is true,
choke
that
and
is true.
stroke and safety, but do you smell something burning? Oh my God. Oh my God, my cigarette. It's burning down the heritage. Oh my God, it's burning down the heritage. We got to go call the
oh,
podcast firefighters.
I'm a former EMT.
Okay.
So if there's anybody who has like inhalation, like smoke inhalation, or
All right, we have to go. Unfortunately, we don't have any time to talk about choke and stroke and safety. We'll put it on our website. But thank you so much for being our guest. Do you have any anything you'd like to plug? Any last words of wisdom? Anything you'd like to say to our audience?
yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody to go see Panties and a Twist at the Addicts Theater on February 9th and 10th.
All right, we'll look that up. I am your host, Dr. John T. Alaniz, CPM.
And I'm Delilah. Hey there. And moms, you're cutting the crust off. Send it to us. Don't throw it away. There's people in like Wyoming that would eat that.
See you sex time.
Oh, wow, I thought that was just a sign off.
Da to do it simply true. We're the Sexperts.
That's our show. If you like what you heard and you think it was worth $1, join the official Sexperts fan club at patreon.com/Sexperts podcast. A special thanks to the Push Comedy Theater and all of our supporters. Bye-bye.